Welcome to Core Concepts. This is the program that we ask spiritual leaders, religious leaders to come in and tell us what they believe, why they believe it, and what they're doing about it. And this is sponsored by One Community and the Institute of Applied Metaphysics. And each week we've had some very interesting speakers, and let them tell you what they believe. Our guest this week is Glenda Gipson, otherwise known as Queen, right? And Glenda has a TV show called Tapping Into Your Faith. It's on Comcast Cable Network. And as a guest on our show is how I came in contact with Dominic's studio and began doing the Bookman show. So she is a mentor of mine, so to speak. And Glenda will be talking today about EFT. I'll let her tell you about that and about tapping into your faith. She's a minister, a Baptist minister, and works a healing ministry with EFT. Welcome to the show, Glenda.
Thank you, Jim. How are you all today? I'm Minister Glenda Gipson, and I love to see people heal, or people. I have a ministry where I drive as a courtesy car driver, and they call me Queen. And anyone that gets in my vehicle that has arthritis or stiffness, when they get out, it's either less or it's gone. And so I just love to see when it happens to them. And first off, I started this year by, I had a allergy, and my allergy, my sinus was, my nose was stopped up, and my eyes was red, and I felt miserable, and nothing that I did worked. So I went to the doctor. You know what he did? Who knows what he did?
Drugs.
No, he didn't give me a shot. He do what they usually do. Write me a prescription. That's right. So I went and got the prescription filled, and I took that medicine. And I didn't get any better. But this right eye, it wrinkled up like an old woman. I said, good God Almighty. I went back to him. I said, man, you done gave me something to mess me up. And you know what he did again? Yeah. And he wrote me another prescription. And I had asked Jesus, I said, Jesus, your scripture saying the things that you've done, we shall do them, and greater works. I said, I see great buildings being made. I said, but I don't see us doing greater works. So I have been on the internet, and I have been searching different modalities for healing. And first of all, I found out about blue stuff. Anybody heard about blue stuff? Super blue stuff.
Blue zones where these people live very, very aged, and they just eat differently than we do.
No, but blue stuff is different. It's a cream, and you can get it at only place I seen that you can get it was at Ike's here, or you have to mail for it. But anyway, I saw it on the internet, and so this here blue stuff is like a cream, and it's blue. And when you rub it on wherever you ate, the ache disappears, and it goes off. And I had did it for my back, and it went away, but it came back. So you have to continue buying blue stuff. Okay? So, and I would, if I saw you and you were aching, I said, hey, you want some of this blue stuff? And I give him some blue stuff, rub on. Man, it just was in the grocery store, and he was bandaged all up. I said, and he said he was hurting. I said, here's some blue stuff, rub it on there and see will it stop the pain. And he rubbed it, and it stopped. So then I kept on looking on the internet, and I found EFT. And that's Emotional Freedom Technique. And so I saw it, and this was during the time my eye was all red and nose stopped up. Well, I didn't go and get that second prescription, because when I went to get it, and when I got there, they said $85. I said, I'm not paying the $85 for something else don't work. I said, because you know they won't take that medicine back if it don't work. Right? They won't take it back. They won't take it back. Even if you don't open it or use it, they gave you the wrong medicine, they still won't take it back and give you your money. Y'all know that? Anyway, I was at the computer and I saw EFT, and it was by Gary Craig. And it said to do some simple things. First I was kind of weary of it because I didn't know what chakras was. And the only time I saw that word was at the seance, you know, on their thing it says chakras. And I'm saying, I don't get messed up with nothing like that. So,
You're out of your zone.
so my eyes were red and my nose was stopped up and I wasn't getting any better. And so I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to be like Peter. I'm going to step out of the boat of unknown into the boat of knowledge. This man said it'll work. So I'm going to show you what I did. He said, if whatever the problem is, you just do what he said. He said, tap on the side of your hand like this here, lightly. On the side of your hand, right below your little finger. No, ma'am.
No,
On the, here's your little finger, right on the side. And he said, tap on that. And y'all tap with me. So if y'all have a problem, you said what your problem is. I'm just going to say what I said about my eyes. I said, even though, that's what it said to say. I'm reading it. And it said, even though I have red eyes, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself. You know, I said that, and I said, well, hey, that goes with the scripture. You should love yourself, you should forgive yourself, and you should accept yourself. So I tapped. I said, even though my eyes are red, and they said do it 3 times. I said, even though my eyes are red, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself. And then I said it another time, even though my eyes are red, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself. And they said, do it with an attitude. So I said, even though my eyes are red, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself. Okay? I did that 3 times. Then it said, take your index finger and your middle finger and tap right between your eyebrows and say, redness gone from my eyes. And tap on the side. It's about 6 or 7 times, you know, and tap on the side, so redness gone from my eyes. Then tap up under your eye, and 6 or 7 times, so redness gone from my eyes. Then it's to tap up under your nose, and say redness gone from my eyes. Then it's to tap up under your lip, and say redness gone from my eyes. Then it's to tap on, open your hand and tap on your chest like you coughing, you know, you stop it, and said, redness gone from my eyes. And then it's a tap up on here, and it said, redness gone from my eyes. Then it's a tap on the top of your head. Redness gone from my eyes. Then it said, go back to where you started from, and said, redness gone from my eyes. Even though my eyes are red, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself. And then take a deep breath. Do 3. Let it go. And I did it. And then I went and got a mirror. And I looked at my eyes, and the redness was gone. I said, Jesus, is this stuff for real? It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to wake my husband up, but I knew he would be upset with me waking him up because he liked to sleep and not being disturbed. So I couldn't wait until in the morning time. And then my eyes were left kind of scratchy, you know, feeling scratchy. So then I tapped on the scratchiness, and it went away like that. I said, good God Almighty. I said, is this stuff for real? Because, see, we don't expect things to happen like that. We said, gotta give it time. But Jesus did things just like that, didn't he? He told that man with the withered arm, he said, stretch your arm out. And he stretched it out, and it was just like the other one. So I got excited about this. I said, woo, I got so excited. And I kept on, I did about my sinus, the stopped upness, and it went away. And so I was just beside myself saying, God, oh, how is this stuff for real? Now, see, it was so real and happened so quick, it was hard to believe. Then I said, most people ain't gonna want to tap, 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 tap. They gonna think you crazy. So guess what? When I confessed Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, they thought I was crazy. So, hey, I'm in the ball game. I'm crazy. Yeah. So I'm crazy. So that's fine. They call Jesus crazy. So they call Paul crazy. I'm with some big weights. You know, they call them crazy. So all I know, it works. So I wasn't satisfied with that. I told my sister about it, and my sister told her husband about it. I mean, her pastor about it. And he said, call and see if they got any workshops. I never even thought about it. And so I called, and they were going to have a workshop. And it was in Connecticut, Stafford, Connecticut. And I told him, he said, well, ready, so I said, man, I ain't got no money to be. He said, I'll pay your way and your sister way. And he went too. And so I'm here, and we had to get off in what's that, New York, that small airport, LaGuardia. We had to get off there. And then we rented a car and drove to Connecticut. Oh. When I got there, I had said within myself, I'm going to meet Gary Craig. And when I met Gary Craig, and he said, where are you from? I said, Memphis. He said, oh, Elvis Presley. I said, that's right. And so me and him, we got a rapport. You know, my sister and pastor, they was just watching and observing. But I want to be in the mix. I want to know what's going on and how I can improve myself. And that's the reason I'm sharing it with you all. And you can believe it or not, but it works. And the only reason it don't work, you don't work it. Or either you got a belief or a reversal that says it's not going to work. And so the scripture says you have what you say. So as a man think it, so is it. But it'll work sometime even if you think it is not going to work. And sometimes you have a reversal, and the reversal is like your battery is not hooked up right. It done got crossed. And so if your battery is crossed, the wire's crossed, what did it do? Won't do nothing. They taught us how to do a muscle test, how you can reverse the negative by muscle test. You heard of muscle test? You do Reiki, don't you? So from that, I went to release technique from EFT. They simplified it where you, his name is Mr. Robert Smith. He does simplified. He just taps here and he says, release all sadness. And then he taps on the side and he said, release all fear. He said, release and let go all sadness. Release and let go all fears. And then right here he said, release and let go all trauma, emotions, and let them go. And then he taps right here and he said, release and let go all conditions. Release and let go all, what is it? Excuse me. I needed that.
Afflictions or?
No, release and let go all, hopelessness and helplessness. Release and let that go. Because hopelessness and helplessness will put you in a box. And you won't see yourself getting out. Then he grabs your wrist and said, release and let it go. And then he said, blow out. And then he says, peace. And that's what we need on the inside is peace. And when you got the peace of God on the inside, I don't care what's going on the outside, can't nobody disturb your peace. Am I right?
That's right.
You got peace inside, but if it's habit on the inside, it's going to be habit on the outside. And so we have to learn how to change the stuff on the inside. It's because everything, the scripture said, the kingdom of God is within us. So can't nobody take the kingdom from you once the kingdom is within you. Am I right?
That's right.
So we got the kingdom in us, and we can go in the kingdom and get whatever we need and change the outside. But it's a inside job. Only you can do it. I can't go inside you. I can line up my faith with yours. I can line my faith up with yours. If you say you want to lose some weight, then I can line up my faith with yours and say, I see you then. And it works. Because I'm going to hold on to my faith, and that's what God does. He's faithful to his word. Whatever his word said, it is. And there's no changing. And so that's how I got into EFT. And then I went from EFT to release technique. And so I would just like to ask, is anything in here that you would like to release? Anything that's been bugging you or any pain, anything that you can really tell that is going on and you can see a difference in minor seconds. I had a lady, 95, call me night for last. She was one of my riders. She couldn't get in my vehicle. It took her, I bet you, 45 minutes for her to get in there because she was so stiff. And her daughter was pulling her and I was pulling her. And then I stopped for a moment and I told her to do the release technique. I said I could release the feeling of the fear of this stiffness. I would release the feeling of the fear of this stiffness. I do release the feeling of the fear of this stiffness now in Jesus' name. And I said, now blow 4 times. One for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Ghost, and one for you. And she did it, and she could get up in that van a little bit better. And she got it 95. And I've had some lady that got in my van. She was walking like this here, walking like this. And so I said, how long you been in like that? And she says, I've been like that for a long time, Queen. I said, well, you want to let it go? She said, how you let it go? And I had 2 more delegates in the car with me. And so one was a man and the other was her friend. And so I said, yeah, you can let it go if you want to let it go. Do you want to let it go? Because see, if you don't want to let it go, because a lot of people love to be sick, because they love for you to wait on them. And they think if they heal, you'll stop waiting on them. But the truth about it, you won't have to wait on them. You and them can do some things together, right? But that's the way their mind is thinking. So anyway, she said, yeah. I said, well, say this, and I'm going to give y'all this. I wrote it down for you all. This is what I hope I didn't cut it off too much. I could. Is it I could first?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. And you can keep this in your purse. Here. You can keep it in your purse. And if anything starts bothering you, if your leg feel like it's giving out on you, you can just put it and fill in the blank.
That's no good.
I ain't nothing on there?
No.
I'm sorry.
See if you got some more.
Yeah, I got some more.
You got one?
I have one.
I'm done when you got one.
Okay.
Cedric doesn't have one.
You want one, Cedric?
I did.
Okay.
He'll get it.
Here you go. And so she was bent over. And so I said this to her. I said, say this. I could release the feeling of the fear of all this pain in my back. Because that, she said she was like that because of the pain. I would release the feeling of the fear of all this pain in my back. I do release the feeling of the fear of all this pain in my back now in Jesus' name. Now you don't have to really say in Jesus' name because really we know who's doing it all. But because some people get offended about Jesus, but you don't have to say in Jesus' name. I just say that to the delegates because all of them are Christians, okay? So, but it'll work on atheists, anybody. Anybody.
It's in her.
Right. And so, anyway, we said, and I do release the feeling of the fear of this stiffness and pain in my back. And so, and then I told her to blow 4 times, and she blew 4 times. And she said, it's gone. I said, find it. First she was doing like this here. And I said, find it. Because see, I love to see them try to find it. And they said, oh, well maybe it's just for a while. I said, find it. Then, so she was still bent over, so I told her, I said, say this here. And she was single. You think she can get a husband bent over? So I said, say this here. Say I could release the feeling of the fear of walking like an old woman. I would release the feeling of the fear of walking like an old woman. I do release the feeling of the fear of walking like an old woman now in Jesus' name. And I said, blow. She got out of my van. She said, she was striking. I said, go on, girl, get it. I said, go get that husband. But this is the truth. 2 days later, I saw her. She was bent back over. I said, what you doing bent over? She said, girl, I forgot I could straighten up. I said, you're telling me. You see what I'm saying? Because the body, if it's been in a long ways, it forget, but you are in charge of your body. I don't care. I'll never forget. I don't smoke now, but I used to smoke. But I had to make my body smoke. I said, you smoking? I said, you smoking because everybody else smoking. And I kept on until my body said, okay, you win, I'll smoke. But my body was trying to tell me that wasn't good for me. But I want to be like the in crowd. Anyway, it took a long time for me to get off smoking, but your body will do what you say. And this is just a technique to help your body and help your mind to let go thoughts, old beliefs, and old ideas, and what other people say. It's what you say to yourself. And you can change that. Only you. You can change that anytime. I don't care if Jim said, Queen, you ain't no queen. But if I say, I'm a queen, and I keep saying it on the inside, I'm a queen. Now I learned something else also. Still, if anybody got anything that they want to let go,
Yeah.
what you want to let go?
Well, of course I have asthma.
You have asthma, and what it feel like? See, that's what we really want to find out what
Well,
it
you
feels
know,
like.
when you can't breathe.
So, and you have difficulty breathing.
Yeah.
Well, you can use EFT or this release technique on it. Or you can use both of them. Sometimes I use both
Now,
of
there
them.
was one that I knew that did it. Just this one, there's a nerve. And that one teacher said, you don't need to do anything but this one. Or you can, if you have trouble, you can do this one. Just pressure on the sides. He was homeopathic, or naturopathic doctor.
Okay.
So that was just his method. I think method is.
It's different methods.
It doesn't matter.
It's different methods for different things. And it may not, like my husband, it won't work on him. I don't know, it's because I'm facilitating it, because he think it looks stupid. I don't know. But
He thinks he's got to be in control, not you.
Well, I don't know what it is, but it won't work with me and him. But everybody else, my daughter, now she knows it worked, but she won't do it until I tell it to her. I said, well, why are you over there suffering and you know what to do? You can let it go. Everybody can let it go. So, all right, your sinus, your breathing problems.
As allergies.
So what it feel like now?
Well, I did my inhaler before I came,
Mm-hmm.
so you clear that. But it's certain times of the year that gets worse. But now that I'm older, I have it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I have it.
Well, you got
Well, that's a disease where the passages are inflamed and they kind of close up.
Yeah, they tighten
So-
up.
And so what you want is to clear them out, open it up.
Right,
Okay. Say this then.
I will. I know this technique. I haven't seen it or heard about it in many, many years.
And you
But
don't
I
use it.
forgot it.
I know it. If you don't use it, you'll
You
forget
won't
it.
do it. You gotta do it.
That's right.
And I don't want to interrupt too
Go
much.
on, go ahead.
But
I
Dr.
want you
Ives
to.
had someone on Thursday or Friday, I forget which, spontaneous healing. She had cancer. She was told that she had 6 months to live. And she was a kind of a youngish woman. No, not over 40, probably late 30s. And she said, I came home and I saw everybody in the backyard eating and swimming and playing around, and she said, I want to live like that. I want to go on living. I don't want this. And she said, I'm not going to have this. She told herself that all day long. And so about a week later, she went to the doctor. She had spontaneous healing. She kept saying it. I don't want
That's
to
it.
die.
And
I
can I
don't
tell
want
you
to
this
die.
here also? When you say it to yourself, you need to feel it.
Yeah, that's important.
That's important because everything you say and feel, it'll happen. Good or bad. That's scripture. It's scripture. Everything that's when I can deal with these modalities because I know what the word says, and I know we think that the Bible is mostly talking about history, but mostly it's talking about how these people were living and what was happening to them. Because all of us done had some of this stuff that's been happening in the Bible going along with us. It's just a different name.
It's not just spiritual.
No,
It can be concrete.
right. And the truth you just can't change. You can change facts because it was a fact that the world was flat first. Was that a fact?
That's what they believe.
Didn't they teach that?
Yeah, that's what they believe.
Didn't they teach you that?
Yeah.
But the truth is, it's not flat, right? It's around, spiral. So everything can change, but the first thing needs to change is us on the inside. And these methods that I'm telling you about, they help you on the inside. If you started seeing yourself like you want to be, you'll be it. I don't know how it happens. Just started seeing, and your faith and you doing it. And this is something else. I can't pronounce it. Hopopola, you know.
Ho'oponopono,
I think.
the Hawaiian.
Yeah, the Hawaiian.
Mhm.
It, I've been dealing with that, and what it says is, say thank you, I love you, I forgive you, and I'm sorry. Those are 4 things that we should say constantly in our mind and feel it. And it's like a board behind, who you really are. See, you not your body, you not your aches, pains, you the one that's seeing through these eyes, and it's spirit, right? Is that right? Y'all in agreement? It's a spirit. And so all of us are spirits. We just enclosed in different tabernacles, not made with hands. Is that right?
That's right.
So I'm at the point where I believe all things are possible to him who believes.
That's a fact.
That's right. And if you believe it's not possible, then it is so to you. And I can make you believe that it's possible. Even if, you see things happen and you still say, how could that be? All things are possible to him who believes. Whosoever believeth. That's what the words say. And so, is there any questions? About how many more minutes?
Oh, we have plenty of time. What is as you see it, the difference between the release and the EFT? I mean, is either one more powerful than the other, or is it just because the release is more convenient? Or?
Well, I think most people don't mind saying words. They don't like to look silly. You know what I'm saying? They don't like to tap. What I got to do that for, But you can tap and not tap. You can tap in your mind because you can do it. Go ahead.
Does Gary Craig still have his instructions for this free to download off his webpage?
I don't know. He stopped and then he came back. So he's back. So I don't know whether, I think he do still have it. He just came back. He stepped out because he was kind of, because they were adding modalities with his tapping. And I think it kind of perturbed him.
You mean they were mixing them?
Perturbed. They was mixing like I'm doing, like release technique and tapping together.
Two different things.
Right. And he just wanted one modality, I guess. He didn't mind you improving, but some of the stuff he wasn't in agreement with. So I think that's what happened. I'm not sure, but I think that's what happened. But he's back, has his website.
What's the website? Is it
Gary Craig. Just look up EFT Gary, Gary Craig, Craig. And I like Robert Smith. He's not. I like him too. I haven't met him, but I have met him on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and get those, and they'll show you exactly what they're doing.
Now, Robert is the one that does the release.
No, the release is Larry, Lester, and Larry Levine. I got the tapes out there in the car.
And the third one is Robert
Smith?
Smith, and he's with Fast EFT, or either Magical EFT, Magic Healing EFT. And he goes all over England, Scotland.
So this woman that had the spontaneous healing, which she had, it's life-threatening. I mean, immediately.
Yeah.
Cancer of the liver.
But that's what I'm saying. That don't make no difference.
She said, I didn't go to the doctor. I just kept saying, I don't want this. I want to live. And she said, then by the time a week or so later, she went to get checked up and it was gone.
See,
one of the doctors that we had on the show was from Harvard Medical Center.
See, one thing is when
He examined her.
the doctor tell us we got something, and most of the people are afraid of cancer anyway, they started dying then because of the word. And he could have your chart mixed up with somebody else's. But you started dying right away. You said, and
like a death sentence.
yes, instead of saying, oh, I don't care what your stuff say, I'm letting it go. If it's, I never forget, my grandmama used to say, she tell Arthur, you get out of here and ride on the horse you came in on, cause I ain't having you. That's what my grandma, yeah. She used to call arthritis. She said, Arthur, you ride on out of here and ride out on the horse you came in on. So, I have you, my nephew, I try to share this here with him, cause he said, oh, Louisa, that's my grandmama name. She said there's gonna be some days we're gonna have it. I said, I ain't having that. And I said, cause she said don't mean it's true. It was just true to her, cause that's what she believed. I said, you don't have to have that. And he's gonna say, I see the doctor. I said, okay. Now I have a cousin, and the Hawaiian thing you said, you know, when I first started with this EFT, I came over to his house and he said, Faith, this leg give out on me. And I was telling him what happened to me and my eyes, and he got excited. He said, well, do my leg, cause this leg feel weak and it gives out on me. So I tapped on me, and that's another thing. You can tap on you for somebody else. And so I say, even though Perry leg be weak, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself. Even though Perry legs be weak, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself. Then I said, weakness gone, 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 weakness gone. He said, good God. He said, it's strong. He said, Faith, that's my middle name. He said, Faith, it's strong. I said, it works, you just have to work it. And he had another ailment. He said, I'll let the doctor take care of that. I was speechless. I said, it's working. But him and my brother had got together, and my brother has passed. And my brother, I would try to share with him with the EFT, and he had cancer of the throat. And he said, Faye, I can't swallow. So I came over his house, and I said, well, let me tap. I'll show you how to tap. He said, no, you tap on me, and I see if it works. So he allowed me to tap on him, and I tapped on him, and did the tap for him to swallow easily. And he got up. He said, well, let me drink this Pepsi and see if I can drink this Pepsi, because he hadn't been able to drink anything. And he went and got the Pepsi, and he said, I can drink it. I said, well, let's do some more about the cancer and stuff. He said, nah, I go to the doctor. And the doctor kept on telling him, and there was nothing he could do. And so the doctor kept on giving him chemo treatment and radiation until knot came up, and then he lanced, and it was just petrified. I mean, he was stinking and stuff. And my brother would get angry at me because I wanted to tap for him, so I just let it go. My sister said, I don't understand him. He ain't fussing at me. I said, because you ain't telling him about the tap. And my brother left
We
here
were asking him to do something,
to help him.
and they can't see to do.
And my sister said she believed that my brother thought that I might get some credit. I said, well, what? I ain't want no credit. I wanted him well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, healed, you know. But he went on to glory. So all I know, it works if you work it. Now, if you don't work it, that's between you and whatever situation you in. But you got some tools that you can use. And words are powerful. Your words are more powerful. Thoughts are powerful. But words are great power. You know, you can beat somebody up with words.
Oh, absolutely.
You can stab them and hurt them for a lifetime. And so this is a technique to take those thoughts and beliefs and hurts and release them and let them go. EFT, release technique, that Hawaiian, I can't pronounce it good, so that Hawaiian, I love you, thank you,
Yes, oh no for no no. Or something like that.
thank you, I forgive you, and
Now, do you have any cases that you can relate to the viewers that doesn't relate to health? In other words,
Yes.
using the
Oh,
EFT
you can use it
for
on anything.
Yeah.
and it don't have to be help. It's a young man, he sings, and he said, Faith, he said, I can't hit that falsetto that I used to hit when I was younger. I said, oh, let's do it. And we tapped, I was doing EFT for that one, and we tapped for that falsetto, and then guess what? He hit it and I hit it. And I can't sing. I hit it though, girl. I hit it because I was tapping for him, and when you're tapping for somebody else, it's tapping for you too. And all things are possible. You know, I say I can't sing, but I can carry a note. Now, my dad used to say, lady,
Sound like me.
sound like you crying. But I learned that it's within and it's breathing. It's learning how to control your breath.
Well, this is the law of attraction. Something to do with the law of attraction. If you want something to come to you, you have to believe it's going to come to you.
True. That's true.
Create it in your mind and then
Create in
do-
your mind.
Now, have you seen people use this with regard to finance? Have you seen them use it regard to relationships?
They do
other
it to
things?
finance, they do it to relationship. Let's see, what I want to say. I've been changing my outlook about money and wealth and prosperity. I've been doing and seeing and feeling rich on the inside, wealthy on the inside, and telling myself, you rich, you wealthy. No matter what my bank account's saying, you rich, you wealthy, and money has started coming because I stopped. See, we have trained our brain to count our pennies, how much you got left, and blah blah this, or you ain't got enough, and you have a mind of scarcity. And so if you got the mind of scarcity, what's gonna come to you? But if you got the mind of wealth, prosperity, and you feel it in your bones, it started coming. And not only that, if there is something that you want to do, and you can imagine it. See, our imagination is awesome. I read also, his name is Neville Gardner.
Yeah.
I read all his,
Power of awareness.
Yeah.
any part of his, he just tells you, you got to feel it. He said that the first time, have y'all known anybody to be in the United States Army and get discharged honorable just because they wanted to leave, go home? Have y'all ever heard of that?
No.
He did it, and he said he told his friend, but his friend wouldn't do it. He said when he first, now he had to go and submit his papers. And see, a lot of times we think that it's just going to fall out of the sky, but some things we have to do in the natural. So he said he submitted his papers, and the captain wrote on there denied. And so he kept on and thinking about it. And at nighttime he would sleep. He would close his eyes, or he wouldn't be asleep, but he would be in a akin to sleep.
Trance.
light.
Lucid.
Lucid. And he would see himself, his body. He'd be in his body, not looking at his body, but in his body. And he'll go to his house. He did this for 7 nights, going to his body, going to his home where he stayed in, I don't forget where it was. I think it was New York, but wherever it was. And he would feel the something in his house, and he would smell the aroma in his house, and he felt it and smelled it. He used all his senses, his 5 senses. And I guess he was using his 6th sense because he was there in the presence. And he kept on doing that until one night, the paper that had denied on there had approved. And so his officer called him and say, "Are you sure you want to get out?" And blah, 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 blah. He said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." He said he had to say yes, sir about 20 times. He said, but he said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You know it's an honorable thing to be in the army." He said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." But he was determined. He was ready to go home. And so, because he really didn't want to kill nobody or fight in the war.
Did he stay the 2 years? The minimum was 2 years?
He stayed. He said God fixed it so that a letter came that if you was 38 years of age and had a family, then you could go back home if your captain signed the paper. So he had to, and he said that God sent him that about approval, and he said, "What I said is done." And so, so when he went to that captain, he got his papers, honorable discharge, and he went home to be with his wife and his daughter. And
Would you say that the critical part of the whole thing is the decision on the part of the individual? I want to be healed, I want to go home, whatever.
Right.
And that the tapping is a confirmation of it? It's a personal, actual doing of a process?
yeah, I think the tapping help eliminate thoughts and unbeliefs and what I said, emotions and ideas and a lot of more energy. That's what EFT does.
Sort of the proactive part, the
Right.
person getting involved, besides just thinking it and saying it,
thinking and saying
doing something.
And you don't have to think it and say it. You just say it, and the tapping just automatically let those what I want to say, prisons that we done put ourselves, or what we done boxed ourselves in, and we think, and just because your mother and your grandparents went through something does not mean that we have to go through it. They went through it and they thought different than we did. In this era, our thinking can't compare with the thinking what our great-grands did, because it's more technology, it's more everything. Different world, world on the outside. So you either join the world or you'll be left behind.
There's a story about a woman who wanted to win the lottery. And she prayed every day, "Lord, let me win the lottery."
Okay.
Every day. She put pictures on her refrigerator. She had it everywhere with us. "Let me win the lottery." And finally there was a voice came out of heaven and said, "Buy a ticket."
Well, let me tell you this, and let me tell you this. I bought me some scratch card. I went and got a scratch card, and I got the scratch card, and I was doing the EFT, and first thing I won was $500. I went back, got it. Same day. Now this can't happen.
Did you tap on each one?
I started seeing myself with it, and it's another modality I do, and y'all hold your hands out. Hold your hands out. And your body speaks to you. And you say, I now have the authority
I now have the authority
to control my immune system.
To control my immune system.
Do you feel anything in your hand or any jerk? Your little finger is jerking.
Yeah, going all over the place.
You feel it? How do you feel it?
Yeah.
Your body speaking, that's your yes. Some people hand get hot. And so I was doing that. I said, will I win at this scratch card? And my finger did like this. And so I went and got it and scratched it. Same day, I won 25, 500, 25, 25, 5. And I said, I can't believe this. And I called my daughter and
So
said,
just gonna hang out at the convenience store and collect money?
no, that was one day. And then I asked my finger, can I get another one? And my daughter had told me to go get her one. And I said, it said no, it wouldn't move. So I said, no.
Time to stop. Can you give the viewers a little information about if you've got a website or a contact number, and about your TV show where they can go to see what time it's on and so forth?
My TV show is with Comcast, and it comes on every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Channel 17, Comcast.
And is there
And my telephone number, if you want to get in contact with me, is 901-262-1983. And I'll be willing to speak anywhere or teach anybody anything.
and we're going to be, of course, this one will be up on the
And-
Redford Broadcast Network, and maybe we can have some other shows.
And
to
I
go.
had a website, but I don't have one right now. I'm going through changes, cause I'm changing. So I have to have a new look of website, and I will have a website, and I'll let y'all know. But you got my number. Give me a call anytime. And I'm so glad that y'all came today, and I hope that y'all, whatever information you got, that you will use it
Oh, yeah.
and become a bigger you.
I want to thank Glenda for being with us today, and all of our guests here in the studio, and you too for watching Core Concepts. Thank you.
All right.
And who's next?